everyone, how's it going? Welcome or welcome back to Chef Vic Cuisine. Today we're making a triple chocolate mousse cake. Now, every bite of this will melt in your mouth, leaving you with one great chocolate craving. You won't be able to resist the temptation of each layer of this decadent dessert. So, let's get started. So jumping right into the recipe, in a large bowl we want to whisk together 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 3/4 cup of granulated white sugar, 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Whisking that until it's well combined. And as you whisk this, preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 176 degrees Celsius. Now to the same bowl, we want to add in 1 large egg that's at room temperature, 2 tablespoons worth of vegetable oil, 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, also at room temperature, as well as 1/2 cup of warmed milk. The temperature should be about 100 to 110 degrees Fahrenheit or 38 to 43 degrees Celsius. And don't forget to also whisk in a like button too. It makes it taste so much better. Whisk these ingredients until they're well combined. And I almost forgot a really important ingredient. Make sure you also add in 1 teaspoon of white vinegar. Whisking that in until it's all well incorporated. We want to pour this batter into a parchment paper lined 9-inch springform pan. I like spraying the sides of the pan as well. And you want to bake this for 15 to 18 minutes or until a toothpick can be inserted into the center of the cake and come out clean. Once it's baked, you want to remove it from the oven and allow it to cool before gently releasing the springform ring from the pan. Now, before reattaching the springform collar, you want to wrap the cake with a tall layer of acetate tape. You can find this online or maybe at a cake shop or dessert store that's near you. This will keep our mousse layers on top of the cake and over the height of the springform pan, so you want to make sure you have your acetate tape that's at least 5 inches tall. Once our tape is secured around the cake, I like using a sticker to do this. You want to close the collar of the springform pan to pinch the acetate tape between the cake and the collar. Now we're on to making our mousse layers. Starting off, we're going to have a semi-sweet chocolate mousse. For that, you want to heat 1/2 cup of heavy cream in the microwave or on the stovetop until it simmers. And in a small bowl, we want to add in 4 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate broken down into small bits. I use an emulsion blender for this, but you can feel free to chop it up into small pieces. If you allow the chocolate to sit in the warmed heavy cream, this will help the melting process and the stirring process as well. But once the chocolate is melted, you want to whisk it until it's well combined and you're looking for a consistency like this. Set this aside until it's cool to the touch, and separately you want to, in a large bowl, add in 3/4 cups worth of heavy cream, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and a splash of vanilla extract. Whisk this together until you get soft peaks forming from your whipped cream. As you whip it, you're adding air into the whipped cream, making it nice and light. In the end, you're looking for this type of consistency. At this stage, you want to add in your chocolate cream that's cooled down from earlier, and gently fold the chocolate cream into the whipped heavy cream until it's combined. This creates our semi-sweet chocolate mousse, and we're going to pour this cream over the cake evenly, shaking the pan lightly to help it smooth out. And then you want to refrigerate this to allow it to chill for about 1 to 1.5 hours. And towards the end of that chilling process, we want to start working on our milk chocolate mousse layer. This layer, to help it float, will have gelatin within it. So in a small container, we want to soak 2 grams worth of gelatin in 1 tablespoon of water according to its own package instructions. This all depends on what type of brand of gelatin you get. I stir mine to make sure that it's all evenly wet. You want to add this time to a 1/4 cup's worth of simmering heavy cream. And once we've broken down about 4.4 ounces worth of high quality milk chocolate into a medium-sized bowl, we want to pour that heavy cream with the gelatin inside of this bowl. Allow it to melt the milk chocolate before taking a whisk and stirring them until they're well combined. This creates our milk chocolate emulsion that we're going to use later on to create our mousse. Now, once again, separately in a large bowl, we want to add in 3/4 cup of heavy cream, followed by 2 tablespoons of white sugar and another splash of vanilla extract. Using a whisk, we want to whip this up until soft peaks form again. Gently fold in our milk chocolate cream, and then once it's fully combined, we want to pour that over the semi-sweet chocolate mousse layer, shaking the pan slightly to make sure that it spreads out evenly. Place this back in the fridge to chill for another 1 to 1.5 hours. And for our final layer, we want to start that towards the end of that second layer's chilling process. Similarly, we want to heat a 1/4 cup's worth of heavy cream and break down about 4.4 ounces worth of high quality white chocolate into smaller pieces. Pour our simmering heavy cream over that, allow it to melt before whisking it. Ultimately, this will form our white chocolate cream. Separately, in a large bowl, we also want to whip together another 3/4 cup of heavy cream, 2 more tablespoons of white sugar, and of course another splash of vanilla extract. Whipping those until soft peaks form again. And once whipped cream has a consistency like this, now you want to add in your white chocolate cream to this bowl. Gently fold them until they are just incorporated. This creates our top final white chocolate mousse layer, and we're going to gently pour that over the milk chocolate layer, spreading it out evenly over the top. This top layer's consistency is going to be like icing compared to the rest of the mousse cake. Now we want to transfer this to the fridge and refrigerate this overnight. The next day, we want to remove the springform pan and carefully and gently separate the acetate tape from the mousse layers and the cake. This reveals our triple chocolate mousse cake. We can decorate this as we desire. I like serving it as is, but you want to serve it chilled, slice it up, and enjoy. And just like that, you've made a triple chocolate mousse cake. This is a crown trophy for anybody that loves chocolate. Each layer is so decadent and tasty. Depending on how you slice this, you can have 10 to 16 servings from one cake. It slices like a dream. It's as if you're cutting through a cloud. And pulling out one slice, you can see these beautiful layers all intact. It not only tastes amazing, but it looks great too. This is an awesome recipe to go to when you want to impress your guests. Taking a fork to this, you can see how each layer is so airy and light. You're definitely going to want to try to making this at home. And when you do, be sure to tag me at Chef Vic Cuisine or hashtag Chef Vic Cuisine so I can see your great takes on this dish. As always, this recipe and many more can be found in my cookbook, Chef Vic Cuisine Volume 4, Enhancing Your Inner Chef. And that's available on Amazon, and I'll be sure to leave a link to that in my description box. And feel free to click the pop-up on your screen for more information on that as well. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed learning how to make this mousse cake. And if you did, make sure you hit that like button for me. It's one of the best ways to help the channel out. And if you haven't done so already, also hit that subscribe button to see more recipes just like this one. And sharing is caring, so if you enjoy this recipe and think someone else will too, feel free to share this with all your family and friends. And stay tuned for next week where we keep the dessert recipes going with our stuffed cookie recipe. Next week we're going to crack the code on how to make a filling in a chocolate chip cookie. Well, thank you all again so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed learning how to make this mousse cake. You can always check out more recipes on my page now. YouTube thinks you'll like this video, so let's see if they're right. And I'll catch you next time on another episode of Chef Vic Cuisine. And until then, peace.